You walk through your front door, and before you've even set your bag down, something in your shoulders lets go. You didn't decide to relax. Nobody told you to. It just happened, the way a held breath finally leaves the body. Now compare that to 20 minutes earlier at dinner with people you actually like. You were having a good time, genuinely, but some small part of you was still working, checking your tone, noticing how your laugh sounded, wondering if that comment landed the way you meant it to. Here's the question worth sitting with. If you enjoyed both moments, why did only one of them feel like relief? Most people assume the answer is simple. Some of us are just homebodies, wired to prefer solitude over company. But that explanation falls apart pretty quickly once you look closer, because plenty of people who love being home also love being around others. They're not opposites. Something else is going on. Every time you're around other people, your brain quietly takes on two jobs at once. The first is what researchers call self-presentation. You're managing how you come across, adjusting your face, your volume, your timing, mostly without noticing you're doing it. The second job is prediction. Your brain is constantly trying to guess what happens next in a space it doesn't fully control. Will the conversation shift? Will someone ask you something? Will the mood change? Neither job is exhausting on its own, but run them together for hours in a room full of variables you can't fully see coming, and the cost adds up. Home is the one place where both jobs can switch off completely. Nothing to perform, nothing to predict. The walls aren't going to ask you a question you're not ready for. That's why people describe it less like fun and more like exhaling. Notice the language they actually use. Not, "I had a great time," but "I could finally breathe." Those are two different neurological experiences wearing the same word, relief. And this is where it gets interesting. Because if you ask someone what specifically changes the moment they walk through their door, they rarely say, "I stopped being social." They say something more precise. "I stopped checking myself," or "I stopped bracing." That phrase, bracing, is doing a lot of work. It suggests the body was already anticipating something before anything happened. That's not shyness. That's a kind of low-grade readiness, held for hours, released all at once. For a long time, psychology treated a strong preference for home as something close to a deficit, a sign someone was avoiding life, avoiding connection, maybe avoiding themselves. But that framing misses something important. What if staying home isn't avoidance at all? What if it's the only reliable way some people have found to stop paying two invisible taxes at the same time? The tax of being watched and the tax of not knowing what's coming. Seen that way, the behavior starts to look less like withdrawal and more like a form of self-regulation. Not everyone who loves home is exhausted by people. Some genuinely are, but others are simply exhausted by the specific combination of being observed while also being unsure. And home is the only environment where that combination doesn't exist. This also explains something that used to seem contradictory: why someone can host a party, enjoy every minute of it, and still feel a wave of quiet gratitude the second the last guest leaves. It's not that the party wasn't good, it's that even a good night keeps both systems, presentation and prediction, running in the background the entire time. The moment the door closes, both processes finally get to rest. None of this means solitude is always healthy, or avoiding people is automatically wise. Isolation carries its own risks, and connection matters for most people in ways that go beyond comfort. The point isn't that staying in is better than going out. The point is that the pull toward home is often more specific and more logical than it gets credit for. It's not a personality flaw. It's a nervous system doing basic math, weighing the emotional cost of being perceived against the relief of being unwatched, and choosing accordingly. If this idea applies to you, you'll probably notice it the next time you get home from somewhere ordinary. Pay attention to the exact second your body changes. Not when you sit down, not when you check your phone, the second before that, when something in your posture just lets go without asking permission. Ask yourself what stopped, not who you got away from, but what you stopped doing. Chances are it wasn't people you were escaping. It was the quiet, constant work of being ready for them. If this video made you see people or even yourself in a completely different way, subscribe to Psychology Decode for more psychology videos that reveal the hidden patterns behind human behavior. And before you go, tell me in the comments, have you ever felt that exact moment of relief the second you walked through your own front door? I'd love to read your thoughts. Until next time, keep questioning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video.